Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in to Storytime with me, Mr. G, where I read the stories and you come along for the adventure. Now, you guys are pretty observant, so I'm sure you noticed that I'm wearing two coats, and you're probably wondering, Mr. G, why are you wearing two coats? Well, the answer is today was the first day that we got snow. Oh my gosh, I know what you're thinking. We're talking about snowmen, we're talking about snowball fights, snow angels, the works. But to do all that stuff, you gotta put on your coat so you can stay warm. And maybe have some hot chocolate because delicious. Now, in honor of the first snow day, and since Christmas is basically around the corner, I thought it would be a good idea to read our very first Christmas story of the season. So we are going to read Twas the Night Before Christmas, A Visit by St. Nicholas. Yes! And it was written by Clement and illustrated by Jessie, Willcox. So if you have the book, as always, go ahead and grab it and you can read along, or you can just listen to my voice and or read the subtitles. Are you ready? Here we go. "'Twas the night before Christmas when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mama in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled our brakes for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from the bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new-fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below, when what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. With a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be Saint Nick. More rapid than eagles his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away, dash away, dash away all! As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle mount to the sky, so up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with the sleigh full of toys and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry! His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard of his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of his pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. Ho, 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 ho. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night! Ho, ho, ho! Merry
Christmas.
Wow, what a cool story. Can you believe that? He got to see Santa Claus. OMG, talk about life goals and dreams come true. So lucky. Now I'm sure you all figured out that St. Nicholas is another name for Santa Claus. Who would have known? Now there's a couple other names. If you know them, go ahead and drop them in the comments. And also while you're at it, let me know what your favorite Christmas time treat is. Mine is hot chocolate with marshmallows, peppermint, if you can get them. It's a treat. Go ahead and try it. Now, if you haven't, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and like this video if you liked it. And I hope you will tune in next time for Storytime with me, Mr. G. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.